woman was shot and killed during an...
Hey, Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakah, HaKodash. Double honors to the elders and apostles, the great millstone who taught us this truth, and Shalom to the hopeful elect. All right, so I want to play this video real quick.
NBC News has obtained video from an ICE officer showing a deadly confrontation in which a woman was shot and killed during an enforcement operation. The killing of Renee Good has really sparked a lot of protests and vigils amid growing tension over immigration policy across the country. NBC's Stephen Romo is in Minneapolis with the latest.
Yeah, still a very tense situation in the city of Minneapolis after the killing of Renee Good.
Today, a lot of backlash and protesting continuing across this country after the deadly shooting of Renee Good. She is that mother of three who was killed by an ICE agent in Minneapolis on Wednesday. Now, we are getting a look at some new video today, as I mentioned off the top, a new point of view from the moments leading up to the deadly shots. Ken Molestina with the video for us. Ken?
Yeah, Doug, this video was shared by the White House as well as Vice President J.D. Vance over on social media earlier today. It has also been verified by the CBS News Confirm team. Now, we do want to warn you that it might be hard to watch for some of our viewers. Sources are telling CBS News the video comes from the cell phone of Jonathan Ross. That's the ICE agent who fired the fatal shots. Now, in it, you can see Renee Good and others arguing with federal immigration officers, and at one point, she can be heard saying through her open driver's side window, "It's fine, dude. I'm not mad at you." Those were her words. A few seconds later, ICE agents order Good out of the car. She turns the wheel. Then the video jerks away as the vehicle starts to move closer to the agent. Now, it's unclear what direction the car was headed in, how fast, and if Ross was actually hit. The video also does not show the shooting itself. Vice President J.D. Vance said today that the clip backs up his argument that the officer's life was endangered and he fired in self-defense. CBS News has also confirmed that Agent Ross was involved in another vehicle-related incident that happened last June. Court documents show that he was dragged about 100 yards with his arm inside of a car while he was trying to execute an immigration warrant. As for the 37-year-old woman killed, we've learned that Renee Good was a poet and an English teacher who had just recently moved to the area. Minnesota now has declared today as a day of unity in her honor.
Hey, and you can see she's a Mo, man. Okay, she's a Mo, bro. She's not a, she doesn't agree with the scriptures. All right, real quick, this is the book of Deuteronomy 32 and 39. It says, "See now that I, even I, am He, and there is no God with me. I kill and I make alive. I wound and I heal. Neither is there any that can deliver out of my hand," man. So ultimately, this is the Lord who is putting the spirit, all right, on these ICE agents to unalive certain of you people, man. All right, the scriptures tell us that shall there be evil in the city, and the Lord have not done it, man. All right, so the Lord is the one who is ultimately giving these agents the green light, man. All right, well, let's look at another one. And let this be a lesson.
New body cam footage from the perspective of the ICE officer who shot Renee Nicole Good dead shows the whole conversation that was happening right before the shooting.
That's fine, dude. I'm not mad at you. Show your face. I'm not mad at you. That's okay. We don't change our plates every morning, just so you know. It'll be the same plate when you come talk to us later. That's fine. U.S. citizen, former You want to come at us? You want to come at us? I said go get yourself some lunch, big boy.
Out of the car. Out of the car. Get out of the car. Get out of the car.
Now, the Department of Homeland Security says that the agent fired in self-defense after Good's vehicle accelerated once she was told to get out of her SUV. And they say that Good had followed ICE agents to multiple locations earlier that day and was blocking the roadway while trying to interfere with enforcement. And Good was also allegedly involved with ICE Watch, which is an activist network that operates in several sanctuary cities. The group says it exists to monitor and document ICE activity, but federal officials, they argue members often cross the line and actively interfere. Now, although participants call themselves legal observers, authorities say their actions can become disruptive and confrontational. The New York Post reports that Good got involved through her son's school community. ICE Watch groups commonly use apps, whistles, car horns, and neighborhood alerts to warn when ICE agents are nearby. One witness said Good's car was leading the protest and blocking traffic. After the shooting, her wife can be heard on video crying out, quote, "I made her come down here, it's my fault." Federal authorities are now investigating ICE Watch and similar.
So you heard of her wife, right? So this is ultimately judgment, man. All right, a lot of people, because of things being sensationalized, right? They lose focus of what is really taking place, and what's really taking place is judgment, man. Okay, the scriptures tell us that that nobody perish being innocent, man. You know. Yeah, the scriptures tell us that nobody perish being innocent, man. Okay? But real quick, this is 2nd Ezra chapter 15, verse 14. All right? It says, "Woe to the world and them that dwell therein." All right? And the word woe means destruction. All right? "For the sword and their destruction draweth nigh." And who is that sword? Esau, Edom. Okay? The so-called white man. He is the sword of the Lord, man. All right? And one people shall stand up and fight against another. And this is what you're seeing. All right? This is talking about civil war, but this is like the soft porn version. Right? This is the soft, the foreplay. All right? It says, "And one people shall stand up and fight against another, and swords in their hands." All right? So these evils are coming upon the earth, man, and no one can stop them. All right? It says, "For there shall be sedition among men, and invading one another." Okay? Coming into your cities. All right, I'd seen some earlier, they talk about going house to house. Right? This is what ICE is talking about. And this is all thanks to your cruel Lord, who is DJT, man. Okay? So there's a lot going on. All right? There's a lot going on, man. You got Ukraine. You got Russia sending ICBMs, shooting ICBMs over there at Ukraine. So things are the fire's getting hotter. Okay? Right? The snowball effect, the snowball's getting bigger. All right? It says, "For there shall be sedition among men and invading one another. They shall not regard their kings nor princes. The course of their actions shall stand in their power." All right? Here, let's find another one.
Did you lose over $75,000 sports betting on DraftKings or FanDuel? We may be able to help you get significant compensation.
Newly released cell phone video shows the ICE officer who fired perspective of the deadly shooting in Minnesota.
The fatal shooting has sparked demonstrations against ICE across the country. Fox 4's Sean Rabb joining us now with that video. And also, Sean, you've got more on the reaction that it's getting. What can you tell us?
Yeah, this video has been reposted and shared by many people, including Vice President J.D. Vance. It is, as you say, from the ICE agent's point of view. He took his cell phone and recorded as this, what would become a deadly confrontation played out. In the video, you will see Renee Good sitting in her vehicle. She doesn't appear to be angry, but she is in her SUV. It is blocking the street. There are a lot of questions, and the state of Minnesota still wants to be part of this investigation. This is cell phone video recorded by the ICE agent who fired into that Honda SUV. Renee Good clearly watches him and says something to him.
Show your face!
A woman connected to Good is talking towards the agent as he records the license plate. The video, as we received it, included the blur on the license and the audio dropout. The witness taunts the officer.
You want to come at us? I say go get yourself some lunch, big boy. Go ahead.
She tries to get in the passenger side, but the door is locked, and then Good attempts to drive off. The interaction, about 30 seconds before the officer, it appears, is hit by the SUV and fires his weapon. This and other videos from the scene will be key to the investigation of the agent and Good's actions.
I'm calling on Trump's FBI to allow the Minnesota BCA to have access to all the information, so an independent investigation.
Hey, didn't Trump sign an executive order saying that he was unleashing? Okay, he was basically taking off the handcuffs, taking the handcuffs off the police, man. So they're going to be allowed to do things like this to you Americans, okay? You Egyptians, all right? And again, like I said, this is judgment of the Lord, man, okay? This lady was obviously a Mo, okay? She was obviously a Mo, man. This is the judgment of the Lord. So let this be a lesson to you Israelites out there listening and learning, man. All right? This is the book of Romans chapter 13 and verse 4. All right, here, let's back up. Let's start at verse. Let's start at verse 2. Well, let's start at verse 1. It says, "Let every soul be subject unto the higher powers, for there is no power but of Yahweh. The powers that be are ordained of Yahweh." Okay, so these powers that are out here, they are ordained by the Most High, Yahweh B'Shem Yahweh Shai, man. Okay, by the Lord. "Whosoever therefore resisteth the power, resisteth the ordinance of Yahweh. And they that resist shall receive to themselves damnation," man. All right, so to you niggas out there, you Israelites, you Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, man. All right, when this devil pull you over, learn how to agree with thy adversary quickly. All right, learn how to shut up and mind your fucking business. Right? Because this can very easily be you, man. All right, these scriptures were written for you. Okay? Verse 3, it says, "For rulers are not a terror to good works, but to the evil." Okay? The scriptures say, if a man's ways please the Lord, that he maketh even his enemies to be at peace with him. Okay? So when you're doing things that are pleasing to the Most High, man, your enemies, which are these other nations, they will be at peace with you. Okay? It says, "For the rulers are not a terror to good works, but to evil. Wilt thou then not be afraid of the power? Do that which is good, and thou shalt have praise of the same. For he is the minister of the Most High to thee for good." Right? He works for you for good. He works for the Lord on your behalf. He'll do whatever the Lord tells him to do. Okay? It says, "But if thou do," it says, "For he is the minister of the Most High to thee for good. But if thou do that which is evil," right? Which our people are accustomed to here. Okay? Her lifestyle itself was evil. Right? She's talking about a son, yet you got a wife. I'm clearly I'm confused. Anyway, okay? "But if thou do that which is evil, be afraid, for For he beareth not the sword in vain. Okay, the Lord didn't bless him with the sword for no fucking reason. All right, this man has been blessed with the sword for a purpose. Okay, and he has been perfect with it. Okay, it says, for he beareth not the sword in vain. For he is the minister of the Most High. Okay, he works for the Lord, man. The spirit that's in these Edomites, okay, that wicked spirit that's in these Edomites, man, these so-called white people, they work for the Lord. Okay, they do what the Lord told them to do, man. If the Lord had them get on your ass, boy, trust and believe, they're gonna be on your ass like white on rice. All right. It says, for he is the minister of the Most High, a revenger. Okay, and revenge what? The fact that you're breaking these laws, statutes, and commandments, man. Okay, and then you on top, you full of iniquity. Okay, you know you're doing wrong, and you do it proudly. Right? It say a revenger to execute wrath upon him that doeth evil, man. All right. So these people, they clearly moles. All right. This is clearly judgment, man. So in closing, I want to say, call Haloyim La Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai Ba'Shem Rakan HaKodash. Hey, Shalom.